Okay, we are on Samech Amud Aleph, 60a, and we are just starting the Gemara. So at the bottom, 4 lines up from the bottom. So our Mishnah said, the person says, I don't want to have wine today. So, Hayom. Then I make you a promise not to have wine today. So that oath goes until sunset. Day's over, that's it. He could now start having wine that night, etc. Same for Shabbat Zu this week. So he said that let's say it's on a Tuesday. You make that, so then it's from Tuesday all the way, including Shabbat, and that's it. Chodesh Zeh is this month. It's from wherever you are in the month until Rosh Chodesh, but not including Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh, you are allowed to start having that wine. This year goes up until Rosh Hashanah, but Rosh Hashanah is not included. That's the new year. And Shavuot, this set of 7 years includes the 7th year. But if you say Yom Echad for one day, I don't want to drink wine for one day, for 1 week, for 1 month, for 1 year, for one set of 7 years, then it is Miyom Liyom. It's exactly, let's say it's 24 hours. So that is, and then the Mishnah spoke about Pesach, but we'll omit that part for now. So that's the two cases. Do you say Hayom, today, or I don't want to drink wine today, or for one day? For one day means 24 hours from when you said the promise. Says the Gemara, Konam yain shani toim. The Gemara is quoting the Mishnah. It says, Amar Rav Yirmiyah. Rav Yirmiyah says, Lekeshetechshach tzarich she'ela lechacham. When it becomes dark, you need to still undo the oath by coming forward to a rabbi. Meaning, we know that that's one of the ways to undo a neder, either 3 rabbis, betin, or 3 people, or 1 rabbi. And what happens is that even though from the Mishnah, when it says, I don't want to drink wine today, we said nightfall you could drink. That's the Mishnah says, Asher techshach, until it becomes dark. But Rav Yirmiyah adds, when it becomes dark, you can't just drink right away. You have to go to the rabbi first to undo the neder. Let's just see the run first before we explain why. It says the run, 3 lines up from the bottom, the left side. Even though according to the letter of the law, once you said today, it's allowed. You're allowed until sunset. Once sunset hits, like we said in the Mishnah. Nevertheless, Midirabanan, you need to ask and undo the neder. Why? Back to the Gemara, 2 lines up from the bottom. My ta'ama. What's the reason for this? Amar Rav Yosef. Says Rav Yosef, Gzera hayom mishum yom echad. A gezerah. Gezerah is a decree that we're worried. We're worried that you're going to mix these 2 laws up. There's a law of today, and there's a law of for one day. Hayom, yom echad. So if you say, I don't want to have wine today, that's until nightfall. I don't want to have wine for one day, that's 24 hours. If you say, I don't want to have wine today, then at nightfall you're allowed. But you know what Rav Yirmiyah was worried about? Worried about that you might mess things up. And you might, when you said the Yom Echad, when you said the one day, which is 24 hours, at nightfall that day you might drink wine. Because you go, yeah, the neighbor said a similar promise also. He said, but he said today, which means at nightfall he's allowed to drink. You thought it was similar, so you could mess up. So because we don't want people to just lightly, at nightfall now you could drink, go speak to the rabbi about it. He'll make it clear. What was your promise exactly? Was it until nightfall, or was it for one day? And he'll make that clear so that you won't come to any issues. So that's a gzera over here. Gzera hayom mishum yom echad. Says the Gemara, Amar Le, and then the Bach over here adds that we're talking Abaye. Abaye tells him, hang on a second, this doesn't sound so correct. Because Iachi, if so, ligzor beyom echad, mishum hayom. Ligzor beyom echad mishum hayom. Says the Gemara, we should make an opposite gezerah as well. We should make an opposite gezerah. That because like this, let's say we said there's today and there's for one day. We said in a case of today, when it comes to nightfall, you got to ask the rabbi because we're worried you're going to mix it up. Says the Gemara, well, maybe we should worry the other way around also. When a person says for one day, 24 hours, we should worry that if, let's say, he starts drinking at 2 o'clock, 24 hours later, what's the worry we're having? We're worried that maybe he's going to start drinking the night before, because at nighttime. The first worry was, if I'm saying I'm not drinking till the end of the day, then we might be worried that you're gonna think that you're gonna mix it up with the 24-hour one. Yeah, so like we first explained, if you say till the end of the day, that means you can drink at night. But then people might make a mistake and say, when I do the 24-hour one, I might drink at night also. But no, you have to wait 24 hours. So the Gemara says, okay, well, if you're making that gzera, then if so, do the other gzera. Do the other gzera of, when I say till the end of the day, why don't you wait 24 hours in that case? Because you might come and drink within that day. That's where the first intention of the Gemara's question is like this. Let's say it's 11 a.m. and I say I'm not drinking any wine till the end of the day. Hayom today, which means at the end of the day I'm allowed to. So we say, well, maybe you should wait 24 hours. Why? Because maybe you should wait 24 hours because you might come to drink earlier in the day. Because yesterday your friend made a promise for 24 hours and he started to drink again at 2 p.m. You might come to drink at 2 p.m. So wait 24 hours. We should make a gzera that way as well. Answers the Gemara, Amar lehayom beyom echad michlaf, yom echad behayom lo michlaf. So no, people don't make such mistakes. Michlaf means lehachlif, means to switch. Hayom to yom echad, people could switch, people could mix up. But yom echad to hayom, people won't mix up. So like this, when I say I'm going to make a promise of not drinking wine till the end of the day. So we said, make a gzera that you want to drink at night. Make a gzera that you should wait 24 hours. Why? Because your neighbor yesterday started drinking at 2 p.m. because he made a 24-hour one. You might start drinking at 2 p.m. You're not going to make that mistake. Because you have to wait till the end of the night. You're not going to make that mistake. The other way around will be a mistake though. If you say 24 hours, you might start drinking at night because other people, they start drinking at night. So that I understand. It's nighttime now, day turns to night, it's a new thing. You might make that mistake. So that is where we can make a mistake, but in the other way we won't. So that's the explanation to Rav Yirmiyah, who says that you need to go ask the rabbi. Let's take a look at the Ran. First on the top right, and then we'll read the Rashi Mefaresh on the top left. Top right, Yom Echad. If you're going to allow him to drink at night without going to the rabbi, he might come to make a mistake. Nami beyom echad. He'll make a mistake when he does the Yom Echad promise of 24 hours that he'll start drinking at night. He won't necessarily know that there's a difference between one day and till the end of the day. And let's look at the Rashi Mefaresh on the other side, on the left side. If so, make a gzera the other way around. Mishum hayom. Let it be when a person says, I want to make a promise till the end of the day, let that be 24 hours. Why? Di amrat ad me'et le'et asur vetulo atu the mishri nami. If you say 24 hours and no more, you're going to also allow accidentally vetulo atu the mishri nami ki amad b'shachrit ve'amar hayom. If a person stands at shachrit time in the morning and he says, today I'm not drinking wine, atu lemishti b'chatzi hayom, you're going to start drinking now midday because you saw your friend yesterday drinking at midday. But really it's asur till the night. And the rest says people are not going to make that mistake. Okay, so now we have an understanding why we have to ask the rabbi at night. Amar Ravina, 3 lines down. Amar Ravina, Amar li meremar. Meremar told me, Hachi Amar avuch mishmeh de Rav Yosef. This is what your father said in the name of Rav Yosef. Kiman azlash mate de Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba. Who is this teaching of Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba? This teaching of Rav Yirmiyah that you have to go ask the rabbi at night. Who is this going like? Answers the Gemara, ki Rabbi Natan. It goes like Rabbi Natan, and we learned this recently. It goes like Rabbi Natan. The Tanya, what does Rabbi Natan say? Rabbi Natan Omer, Kol hanoder ki'ilu bana bama ve'mekayemo ki'ilu maktir aleh. Anybody that makes a promise, it's like he built a bama. A bama is a foreign altar. The time of the Bet HaMikdash, you're only allowed to have a mizbech in the Bet HaMikdash. At the time of the Mishkan, only the Mishkan. And there were certain times where bamas, which was a private altar in your own backyard, wherever, there were times that it was allowed. But there's times afterwards that it's not allowed anymore. So if a person makes a neder, it's like he's making his own bama. Well, the logic here is that Hashem gave us 630 mitzvot. You want to add to the mitzvot by making your own neder? Oh, now wine is asur to me, meat is asur to me. It's like you want to offer offerings not in the right spot. You want to do more. You want to offer your own offerings in your own backyard. It's not good. And if a person fulfills his neder, it's like as if you brought incense on your altar. It's like you actually went through with it. So, Rabbi Natan has the opinion, stay away from neders. So he does say, bli neder, etc. Stay away from neders. So, Rav Yirmiyah, who said that if a person says, until the end of the day I don't want to drink wine, go to the rabbi. Who's that like? That's like Rabbi Natan. Rabbi Natan doesn't like neders. And therefore go undo your neders. So to Rav Yirmiyah saying, go undo your neders. And your neder just doesn't undo by itself. Go and undo your neder. And that is like Rabbi Natan, because it's best to undo the neders. Don't make these bamas. So, question is that, we'll see it in the Ran, so let's say I just had Rabbi Natan's teaching. So then everyone should just go ask the rabbi, get out of the neder. What does Rav Yirmiyah come to add? So, Rav Yirmiyah comes to add that no, Rabbi Natan, we don't go that far with every neder. Now you have to go ask your rabbi. No. But here there's 2 things. There is the concept of Rabbi Natan. So Rav Yirmiyah is saying like this. You have to go to your rabbi at the end of the night in that situation when you say I don't want to drink wine till the end of the night, because of 2 things. Number 1 is, in general, like Rabbi Natan, you shouldn't make promises. And number 2, because you might mess up because of the gzera. You might mess up, and in a case of where you made a neder for 24 hours, you might start drinking at night. Therefore, at night, you want to start drinking, go speak to your rabbi. Because of those 2 things, now you have to go speak to your rabbi at night. Not every neder, you have to go break it with your rabbi. Let's take a look at the Ran. The Ran here is in the middle-sized lines to 5 lines down, keman. Right side, 5 lines down. First word is keman. Azlash mate de Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba ki Rabbi Natan. Klomar, as if to say, Demai de matzrichinan le she'elat chacham. That we need the she'elat of the chacham. Beomer hayom. When a person says, today I want to not drink any more wine today. Lav mishum gzera bilchud. It's not because of the gzera alone. It's not because of the gzera that you may mess up. It's not for that reason alone. Bilchud. Like the word yachid alone. The svirlan de lo shchiach kulehai lachlufe mishum gzera. So the svirlan Because we come out that it's not so common that you'll mess up. That for Gzera alone we're going to be machmir. That's not the only reason. But nevertheless, kevan, the kinadar, love shapir avad ked Rabbi Natan. When you make a neder, you're not doing a good thing, like Rabbi Natan says. Nehi de'id lo hava shayach lemigzar klal, lo machmirinan aleh latzruche she'ela. If there was no gzera, we're not going to be machmir on him to go and ask every she'ela. If so, bekulu nedarim nami. In every single neder, also you're going to have to go ask she'ela. And therefore, that we're not going with Rabbi Natan fully. Kimat izmanayu, when it comes up their time, you have to go ask every she'ela, every neder. So neima hachi, therefore say like this: miu koleicha the shaykh le migzar klal machmirina nale v'kansina le. So like this, anytime we have a gzera, we have to be machmir and kansina. We have to give him a knas. A knas is like a fine. What's the fine? Go to the rabbi. It doesn't just, the neder just doesn't go away on its own. Hilkach, for instance, it's therefore, neder mitzvah. If it was a neder for a mitzvah, kegon lilmod, ulekayem mitzvah, and utzerich she'ela. Let's say it's a mitzvah. I'm going to go learn tonight. I'm making a neder. I'm going to go learn for an hour tonight. That's a nice neder for a mitzvah, for learning or for a mitzvah. I'm making a neder when I'm mekayem this mitzvah tonight. I don't want to go without it. So in utzerich she'ela, you don't need she'ela in that situation. According to Rabbi Natan, you would need she'ela. Umay de medame Rabbi Natan noder lebone. Umay de medame Rabbi Natan lenoder. Umay de medame Rabbi Natan lenoder lebone b'mash parashtiv perik arba nedarim b'siyat Yisrael. Okay, he compares it to what he learns later on. So, like this, Rabbi Natan, what this Ran is saying is that if I would just have Rabbi Natan, which says don't make nedarim, it's like a bama, then every neder I'm going to have to go to my rabbi afterwards. And some nedarim are good, like a neder for a mitzvah. But here, because I have the gzera as well, that you might come and mess up, those two combined, that's what Rabbi Yirmiyah says, why you need to go to the rabbi. Let's take a look at the Ran over here on the side, on the right side, about 8 lines down from the top. Umashinahagu achshav. So the Ran says as follows: Umashinahagu achshav, the minhag now betanit yachid. Let's say a person wants to make his own fast, ta'anit for himself, a private ta'anit. People make their own ta'anits, usually there's a minhag on their parents' nachala. So they fast that day, from morning till sunset. So it's his own private fast. Delo havi ela mitzafra ve'ad pania, which is only from the morning till sunset. Nevertheless, when it gets dark, you're allowed to eat without having to go to the rabbi. We don't make a gezerah, because this is a person saying, I'm going to fast tomorrow. When do you have to break your fast? At nighttime. Maybe say, maybe make a gezerah, wait 24 hours. Or go to the rabbi at night. We don't say that. Why? What's different over here? It's like a promise when it comes to Ta'anit. Hainu mishum, it's because shadavar yadua, shadino shatanit kachu. Because everyone knows these are the rules of Ta'anit, that people go till the end of the night. Ve'eni suro keshar nedarim, and its isur is not like other nedarim. Shekvar kav'ulo chachamim zman, because the chachamim made times already for fasts till nighttime. Hilkach afilu sharit le lekeshech tachshach lo ati lechlufe benoder yom echad. A person therefore will not make a mistake and mix up with someone who says a neder like, I'm not going to eat for one day. Not today, for one day means 24 hours. People are not going to make that mistake. Because ta'anit and nedarim, even though this ta'anit came through a neder, it's different. People know that ta'anit's till the nighttime. And look at the end of this piece, we'll just skip a little bit and go to third line in the middle-sized lines. For this reason as well. The person's in the middle of the week, he accepts upon himself, I want to fast for one day this week. So the guy just says, you know what? I'm going through something, I want to fast for one day this week. We don't mechayiv him to fast for 24 hours. He's for sure, his intention is the Tanit the Chachamim had in mind. Which is from before Amud HaShachar till sunset. So here also you see not from Shkia, not from Netz, but from Amud HaShachar, from dawn, not from sunrise. Anyway, when a person says, you know what, I'm going to fast today, you don't make the guy fast for 24 hours because it's known you're fasting till sunset. Back to the Gemara. 3, 6, 7 lines down from the top, the 2 dots. Shabbat zo asur b'kol Shabbat kula. So this week, and you are asur the entire week, including Shabbat. Pshita, isn't that obvious that the Shabbat should be included? Shabbat's the 7th day of the week. So what's the Mishnah telling us? Pshita, it's obvious. Answers the Gemara, Ma'udatema, you would have thought. Yomed de Shabtaka Amar. The days of the week, that's what you meant, without Shabbat. Kamash Malan, no, it comes to teach us Shabbat. Meaning, a guy says, the Mishnah says, if you make a neder during the week, I don't want to eat for the rest of the week. I don't want to drink wine for the rest of the week. So you might think it means the days of the week. Meaning, the Mishnah said it includes Shabbat. Says the Gemara, isn't that obvious? It includes Shabbat because you're the rest of the week. Shabbat's included in that week. No, says the Mishnah, it's not obvious. You know why it's not obvious? Because you might have said the rest of the week means the rest of the weekdays, not Shabbat. Shabbat I enjoy. Shabbat I drink, I eat, or whatever. No, nevertheless, you might have thought that. That's what the Mishnah comes to teach you, that Shabbat is included in your oath. Okay. Gemara continues. If I say this month I don't want to drink wine, it includes the entire month, but Rosh Chodesh is for the future. Says the Gemara, Pshita. Isn't that obvious also? Of course, Rosh Chodesh is Rosh Chodesh. It's the new month. So that's the next month. Obviously, it's not included in my oath. Says the Gemara, Ki tzricha lechodesh chaser. This is needed for a Chodesh that is chaser. Because we know where there's 2 months in the Jewish calendar. One that has 30 days, one that has 29 days. So 30 days is maleh, full. 29 days is chaser. So let's say this coming Shabbat is Rosh Chodesh, is 2 days Rosh Chodesh, Shabbat and Sunday. Shabbat is the 30th day of Kislev, and the next day, and Sunday, is the first day of Tevet. I want to make sure about that.
Shabbat.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, Shabbat.
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah.
So 30 and 1. So when it's Maleh, you have 30 and 1. When it's Chaser, it goes 29 and 1. So it's not 2 days of Rosh Chodesh. It's just 1 day of Rosh Chodesh on the 1. So, like this, the Chidush is as follows. We said, the Mishnah says, when I say, I don't want to eat for the rest of the month, we say, well, Rosh Chodesh is the next month. You could eat on Rosh Chodesh the wine. You could drink the wine on Rosh Chodesh. Ask the Gemara, isn't that obvious? Rosh Chodesh is the next month. Answer the Gemara, you know what's not obvious? Not obvious. You know why it's not obvious? Because if I have a Chaser month, a month of 29, a month of 29 in Rosh Chodesh is number 1. Why is it not obvious?
We assume a month is 30 days.
Oh, so you might think that now that the number, that Rosh Chodesh, there's 29 and 1. 29 is the past month, 1 is the next month. You might think that the 1 should be part of this month, the past month, because it's day 30. No, because it's day 1 of the next month, it's the next month. Let's read the Gemara again. Pshita, isn't that obvious? Answers the Gemara, no, Kitz Stricha de Chodesh Chaser. It's for a month of 29 that's missing. Maybe you're going to say Rosh Chodesh is from the past month. It should not be allowed. Should not be asur. Kamashmalan karu inchi reish yarcha. No, Kamashmalan, people call it Rosh Chodesh. It's called Rosh Chodesh. second. So I think what it's saying. I think what it's saying here is actually the opposite. Just check out the next month a second. See something here. The month of Tevet is a month of 29 and 1. I think what it means over here is that it's calling a 2-day Rosh Chodesh Chaser. And the thing is, obviously the first day of the month is the next month. But the thing is, the first day of Rosh Chodesh, people call it Rosh Chodesh. Even though it's the first month, we're going to tell you you're allowed because it's considered like the next month. That's what's going on over here. That's what's not pashut. So the question was that the month says, the Mishnah says, Rosh Chodesh, if you make a thing for Rosh Chodesh, then the whole month you're asur. Rosh Chodesh, you're allowed to have wine. Isn't that obvious? And so they're going to know Rosh Chodesh Chaser, a Chodesh with 2 Rosh Chodeshes in it. You might think, Rosh Chodesh L'She'avar Havi, that first day of Rosh Chodesh, there's 2 Rosh Chodeshes. 2 days of Rosh Chodesh. That first day is from the past month. So you might think it's asur. Kamash Malan, Karu Inchi Yeshiacha. People call it Rosh Chodesh, therefore it's going to be the next month. Okay. Let's continue. Gemara. A little more than 60% down. First one on the line is Shana. Shana zo asur b'kol Shana kula. Person says, I don't want to drink wine this year. You're asur the entire year. Ibai lehu. A new point. Oh, that's yours. Sorry, I pressed snooze. I thought it was mine. I'm like, why do I have a thing going on here? Okay. So, it says a new point. Ibai lehu, a question. Amar kunam yain shani toen yom. Here, the guy doesn't say hayom today, or doesn't say yom echad. He says a new thing. He just says day. So, I'm not having wine. I'm not tasting wine day. Yom. Maybe he just started learning Hebrew. He didn't really know how to say it properly. He didn't say yom echad. He didn't say hayom. Yom. So what is it? My dine. What's its law? Ke hayom or ke yom echad? Is it like today or like one day? Is it like today that you can start drinking at night, or is it like one day, which is 24 hours? Answers the Gemara, Tashma, Mimatnitin. Come in here, let's learn from our Mishnah. Now, the Gemara is going to do this, which you might feel is unnecessary, but it kind of shows us how to learn really the Mishnah. It's going to try proving from our Mishnah. It's going to bring one side and then show the other side, and you're going to see, well, you see that you can't learn from our Mishnah, we're going to learn from somewhere else. We're going to see that it's kind of obvious, call it, but it's trying to teach us how to learn from the Mishnah. So again, a guy says Yom. What is it? Is it Hayom or is it Yom Echad? Answer the Gemara. Come listen from our Mishnah. Kunam yain shani toen Hayom in Asur el ashtechshach. Mishnah said, our Mishnah that we just learned, a guy says, I don't want to drink wine today. So that means you're allowed to drink at night. That's because you said today. If you would have said Yom Echad, it's 24 hours. If you would have said anything else besides for Hayom, it's 24 hours. So if you would have said Yom, it's 24 hours. Ha Yom, continuing reading the Gemara, 5 lines up in the bottom. Ha Yom, but if you just say Yom, Ke Yom Echad Dami, it's like Yom Echad. Because the Mishnah says Ha Yom, today is till the end of the day. But anything else means 24 hours. As says the Gemara, what do you mean? I can show you from the opposite side of the Mishnah. Ema Sefer, look at the Sefer of the Mishnah. Amar Yom Echad. A guy says, I don't want to have it for one day. 24 hours. Asur mi yom leyom. It's asur from day to day, from that point to that point. It's asur for 24 hours. But that means if yom echad is asur 24 hours, it means everything else, if I say yom or if I say hayom, it's till the nighttime. Ha-yom ke hayom dami. Yom is compared to hayom, 24, so it's till the nighttime. So I don't have a way to learn it. Says the Gemara, Ela Mia Leka Mishnah Mina. So you see, you can't derive anything from there. Amar Rav Ashi. So here's another answer. What happens if you say Yom? Amar Rav Ashi. Says Rav Ashi. Tashma, come in here. Kunam yain shani tohem hashana. The guy says, I don't want to drink any wine this year. Nit abrashana. But in the middle of the year became a leap year. Back in the day, based on the moon, the Chachamim would institute it. Oh, new moon, leap year. So now, how do we look when a guy says, I don't want to drink wine till the end of the year? Now, let's say he says that right at Rosh Hashanah. So he's 12 months. Is he thinking 12 months or is he thinking a year, and even if a year is 13 months? So what's the halacha? So guys, it's Tashma kunam yain shani tohem hashana nit abra hashana asur ba uba ibura. You're asur for it and the extended year. Asur on both. Says the Gemara, Hechidami, what's the case? Next page. Ilema kedektani lamali lememra. If it is as it was taught in the Mishnah, then what are you teaching me? Meaning like this. We said in our Mishnah, Hashana. Like Hayom. Hayom is till the end of the day. Hashana this year, then it's till the end of the year. So obviously, if it becomes an extra month at the end of the year, you said till the end of the year. That's obvious. Ela lav da amar shana. Isn't it that the guy just said one word, shana? Alma shana kehashana dami. V'yom nami kehayom dine. So the Gemara wants to say like this. When a guy says hashana, we said till the end of the year. Does it include the extra month? Yeah. Does it include the extra month? The Gemara says, for sure it includes the extra month. Because you just said, Hashanah, to the end of the year. So therefore, what are you really teaching us? That's obvious. Obvious things you don't need to teach me. So tell me something that is, it just came to my mind. I remember one time my rabbi saying, like obvious things you don't need to teach me. So Torah is our rule book. Torah teaches us everything. But some things that Torah doesn't teach us, because it's obvious. The Torah doesn't say, Hashem told Moshe, you're allowed to eat an orange. Hashem told Moshe, you're allowed to eat an apple. Hashem told Moshe, you're allowed to drink water. It doesn't say that. So how do I know I'm allowed to drink water? How do I know I'm allowed to eat an orange? Because if it's not asur, it's automatically mutar. If it's not asur, it's automatically allowed. That's the rule book of the Torah. Hashem said, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It didn't say anything about this. It didn't say anything about water. Is water allowed or not allowed? It didn't say anything about it. It's allowed. So things that are obvious, Hashem doesn't need to tell us. Hashem doesn't need to, right? So the Gemara says, this is obvious. This is not, you don't need to tell me this. So, not that it's obvious, I don't correct this, not that it's obvious, nothing's obvious. Hashem tells us everything, of course. But using the rule book of Hashem, which is the Torah, He doesn't need to specify, this candy, Hashem told, this candy you could eat, this candy you could eat, this candy, this thing you could eat, this vegetable you could eat. List us parashiot that are endless of every single vegetable. No. This is not allowed. That's it. Now use your brain. Everything else is allowed. So over here, if you say Hashanah, the Gemara's assumption is it's obvious. If I say Hashanah, it includes the added month because I said till the end of the year. So therefore, what are you trying to teach me? So the Gemara says it must be that when you say Shana, it's also like Hashanah. And Yom is also like Hayom. And therefore, Yom would mean till the end of the day. Answers the Gemara, lo. No. You can't derive that from there. Le'olam damar Hashanah. So really, you said Hashanah. So isn't it obvious it includes the extra month? Umad tema halach achar rov hashanim Maybe you should say like this. Let's go after majority of years. Majority of years in the world are not a leap year. V'lo itbeu ibur, and there's no added month. Majority of years. When I say I don't want to drink wine for a year or till the end of the year, my intention is a normal year. Normal years don't have an extended month. So why? It's not obvious anymore. Oh no, it's obvious. You said Shana till the end of the year. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily obvious because majority of years are not leap years. So the Gemara says, you're right, it's not obvious. Kamashmalan, it comes to teach us that you're right. Hashana, the chidush is, it's a chidush now. Hashana includes the year, includes the extra month. Hashana, because it's not obvious. You say, Hashana is to the end of the year. It doesn't matter. Add 5 months, to the end of the year. No. It's not obvious. You know why it's not obvious? Because most years are not leap years. So I wouldn't include it. I didn't have that in mind. And to the Gemara, no, when you say Hashana, it includes it. So it's not obvious anymore. And if it's not obvious, then it doesn't teach me about Shana or Yom. So at this point, I don't have a teaching of what do I do when a guy says Yom. Is it Hayom or Yom Echad? And just look at the Ran. We're going to stop here in this Gemara today and see the Ran. U'le'inyan halacha. First thin line, left side. U'le'inyan halacha. Kevan de ba'ayan de lo ifsheta. Since the question was not answered, since that the Gemara is now going to stay a new question going forward. This question was not answered. The guy says Yom. Naktina lechumra, we go stringent. The Yom ke Yom echadami. V'asur me'et le'et. Yom is like Yom echad, and it's asur 24 hours. So the guy says Yom or Shana, it's 24 hours, or it's the entire 365 days. And with that, we will end for today. Chazak u'baruch. And next year will be next Wednesday, 24th at 8:30, full daf. Be'ezrat Hashem. Chazak u'baruch tiyeh.